Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.
What is going on, Echo Base Network family, folks? Mike, Loki, how you guys doing?
Good. What's up, guys?
Christmas stream, episode 3, EBN
Whoa,
cast.
we got 60 peeps in chat. We already got a new member.
Yep. I'm gonna be hitting those here in just a second. Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge will be joining us here shortly. He's finishing up a stream himself right now. He's actually going to be kind of dual role today since Jonas is not here. He's doing family stuff. So Tom's going to be special guest and going to be a panelist presenting one of his own topics. So a couple things here, guys, just to kind of kick things off. There's 4 different ways that you can support the channel here. Memberships is a great way to support the channel. You get a free member super chat every month. Master members get Echo Base Network coin. Grandmaster members get a EBN coin and a Grandmaster's t-shirt. Our Patreon page, which we post a crap ton of stuff over there, that's all organized in what they call collections. So everything's very easy to find. Shows that we review, react to, videos, our entire documentary that's unedited, unmuted is over there. Our new merch store, check that out. And then, of course, super chats, which kind of help you guys kind of be a part of the conversation. And, if there's something that we're not hitting on that you want to get our opinions on, that's a good way for you guys to kind of participate and be a part of the show as well. Also, here he is, speaking of the devil, Tom Connors himself. What's going on, brother? Tom?
You are muted, Tom.
Oh, I stepped away because I was expecting like the 20-minute EBN intro.
We already did that.
You missed it.
Yeah.
Can I address the chat advisory? Mike, do we really need to go over all the receipts that we have that you are indeed a YouTuber?
Excuse me, Mr. Loki. Mr. Loki, this is the EBN show, and Nick will be getting to the member and super chat in due course. Don't jump ahead, sir, if you don't mind. I know you're not used to a programmed script live stream, but if you could just try one day, one time. Back to you, Nick, our glorious host, and welcome to Tom Connors, the VIP of the day.
Sounds like such a pro YouTuber. Listen to him.
Yeah, he does. He does. He absolutely does. Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah. Moving up in the world from non-YouTuber to YouTuber.
Yeah.
YouTuber expert.
Hi, my name is Mike. It is great to be on the network of the base called Echo. Hello, Stone_Loki and Mr. Edge. Hello, Tom M. Edge. It is great to be with all of you today.
There we go. Robot Mike in the house. Glad he's here. Real quick, Davish has become a YouTube member here. He is actually upgraded his membership to Jedi Master. Welcome, Davish. Remember, shoot us an email after you've been a master member for 3 months, and we will get send us your shipping info, and we'll get you one of the EBN coins shipped out to you. Then Mike is the next member. Chat advisor. The appearance of Mexican Ironman on the stream today is no way supports the view he is a YouTuber. Mexican Ironman's appearance is no endorsement of being called a YouTuber. Thank you for your support and cooperation. Hell
no.
Mexican Ironman, the YouTuber and expert window jumper. Jumper outer. And lover of Fanta and Elf.
And MILFs.
Yeah. Captain Fandom Nerd, member for 15 months. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, good sir. And Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. Good to see all of you here today for episode 3 of the EBN cast. As I said earlier, Tom Connors is kind of going to be in a dual role today. Normally our special guest hosts are just, guests, and they just, chime in on the topics. But since Jonas isn't here and Coach isn't here, I actually called him today and was like, dude, can you pull a dual role today? So he's actually going to be providing a topic to hit on. Like I told him, he can pick anything he wants. I already
we have Coach gave me a special message to deliver. Boys, I can't be with you because I'm doing family things, and I told you that if I was going to need to be there on a Friday, I need to get some more advance notice.
Yeah. He actually might be running this thing next Friday because I don't know if I'm going to be here. I don't really know what my schedule is yet. Or if I do have to do it, I might have to do it from a hotel room. But we'll get to that later on this next week. Real quick, also, the most consistent man on the internet, Mr. Grafweb himself, #cancel Disney Plus. 100%, or you could just be like me and never even subscribe to it in the first place.
And delete your account. They're giving away free months, and they just give them to you. They just give them to your account. You don't have to claim them. So make sure you delete your entire account with Disney Plus if you have subscribed in the past.
Did not know that. Grafweb, this super chat video is for you. All right, guys, first topic of the day. We're going to get right into this, and we're going to knock this show out quick, guys. Like I always say, 1 hour, quick news roundup for the week. So here we go. Topic for me today is the PlayStation 5 has outsold the Xbox Series X and S by a 3-to-1 difference. Who would have thought that the Xbot would not have sold as many units as PlayStation? For everybody out there, everybody knows I'm a Sony pony. I freaking love PlayStation. I've been a Xbox hater since the console pretty much came out.
Boo.
And I'm all about Sony.
Boo.
Minus some of the things that they've done here recently, especially with their security on a lot of their stuff, where they've gotten hacked. A lot of stuff's gotten taken from them, as well as them deleting digital content that people have purchased and paid for that's no longer available, which I think is really crappy. That's why I always say, if you can buy physical every single time. So PS5 and Xbox Series X are the only two options for AAA gaming. Funny they don't mention the Nintendo Switch in there at all. In this current generation of consoles, the consoles were released in 2020. PS5 has been a fan favorite considerably. Article goes on to say statistics have come up and they state that Sony's latest console has quite literally demolished its competitor regarding sales. The lifetime sales for Sony's premier console have almost reached 50 million units. The console is geared to shatter records shared by its predecessor, the PS4. Reports by various news agencies suggest that the console has been bought extensively, and Sony has experienced its best holiday sales. It goes on, PlayStation 5 miles ahead of Xbox Series X and X in terms of sales. It's not breaking news that PS5 outsells its market competitors. The console's been the go-to choice for consumers as per date from websites like VG Charts. Executives from Sony had recently stated that the console is now entirely in stock everywhere in the market. This was after the console was particularly hard to procure due to the global chip shortage, which affected sales severely. And it goes on. I'm not going to read the whole article, but it just goes on to kind of talk about the PS5 and all that sort of stuff. This is actually over at Fandom Wire, so if you guys want to go read the whole thing, they get some devs, some GTA devs to chime in, and there's a lot of other stuff in there. But I found this to be very interesting, but also not surprising. If you guys follow console wars and all that sort of thing that's been going on for years, everybody knows that minus during the PS3, Xbox definitely pulled ahead during that time frame. But other than that, Sony's kind of been, at the top of the hill. And Xbox is, just can't seem to get up there and claim that spot up there on top of the mountain. But also, we did have in the very beginning, nobody could get a PS5. They were very hard to get. And that was mainly due to every single time they came out, they would be gone. They would be getting bought up immediately. And I remember trying to get my brother one, and there would actually be lists on the internet that you could put your email information in, subscribe to this list, and it would shoot you an email alert once a store or somebody was going to have them available. And then now they're pretty much available everywhere, and they're a lot easier to get. But that's my topic, guys. I was not surprised by this news. Sony's been killing it with the console wars. Mike, thoughts, comments on this?
You're telling me that there are more PS5 sold than there are all of the Series X and the Series S consoles from Xbox?
Yeah, according to what they are putting out there, that PlayStation's at almost 50 million units sold, and Xbox is they're at like 7 or they're under 10 million.
So I'm an anomaly. Okay, so guys so Loki's much more of a gamer than I am, but let me start first because I'm a little bit in shock, but maybe I shouldn't be. I don't know. See, I started in the console wars. I started as an Xbox guy. Like, I've been an Xbox guy since day one. Like, I had like I was in line and I had the very first generation. I survived the orange ring of death,
Yeah.
saga that happened for 2 or 3 years, and I didn't give a shit. Like, I just stuck with it. Where I'm at now is I got my Xbox One, I got a PS5. I also have the custom gaming PC, which Loki put together for me, which is right behind me in red. You'll see it right there behind me with a 48-inch widescreen. My Sony PS5 is connected to my 82-inch TV downstairs. Right behind me on the right is my Xbox One. So I'm in shock. I didn't realize it was this bad, but wow. Damn.
Yeah, and Loki might be able to speak on this, but I think part of it might be because of Xbox doesn't have a whole lot of AAA games coming out, and on top of that, a lot of the stuff you can do on the Xbox, if you have a PC, you can just do it on there with Game Pass. Am I wrong here, Loki?
No, you're right, and there is a little more breaking news. I don't know how much in this you want to hear, but it got broke yesterday. The Microsoft will not be coming out with a pro console in this generation. They view the X as their pro console. They view the S as their mainline most sold console, but the X is what they consider their pro console. PS5 just came out with a Slim. Sony is working on a pro console.
Yeah.
But Microsoft will be getting the jump on the next generation console, which they say is 3 years out. So you will have a new, which makes absolutely no sense to me because they don't have enough games in the first place to do this. By the time you get your hands on a PS5 Pro, it's going to be close to a whole new generation for Microsoft. So Microsoft's going to get the jump on the next generation of gaming consoles while PlayStation works on its Pro and gets its Pro out and will come out with another generation, a PS6, much later after Microsoft comes out with their next gen console. So no Pro for Xbox. You're going to get a Pro for PS5, but by the time that comes out, Microsoft's already be working on their next console. I think this is a big mistake, but we'll have to see what happens. That all broke yesterday. So,
wow, I had not heard that. Interesting. Tom, thoughts, comments? I don't know if you're much of a
I mean, I'm not much of a gamer, but I'm subtly not surprised. I mean, they lucked themselves into basically pulling what Nintendo always does. With the chip shortage, whether it was accurate or, actually happening or not. I mean, in this case, I guess I would believe them because of the whole COVID situation, but that's how Nintendo always manages to make, whatever it is, their next console is the more bigger deal, or people want it, covet it, because they create this false scarcity by not not making enough to get to market. So then everybody's buying them, and PS5 had a similar kind of launch. Now, as an owner of one, I thank the gentleman who gifted it to me. To this day, I appreciate it. But at the same time, I still have not experienced anything with the PS5 that I feel like has taken me to that next level from PS4. In fact, I felt like PS4 was more or less just a fancy version of PS3. With actually some less bells and whistles, because there was a few things the PS4 couldn't do.
Right.
PS3 could. And again, we're kind of at that same place with PS5. I feel like I just got a much fancier version of the PS4. So honestly, I don't care if Sony comes out with another console, as long as they start coming out with games. They make me go, okay, now I can see why you have this big beast of a new console, because the PS3 was such a monster on the market.
I still have one.
And the reason was just because of the games it was able to play, the quality of the graphics. That was the last time I remember a huge jump in the graphics and in the gameplay and how things,
because that was the first HD console.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, not just that, but they were able to finally jump beyond. Like, we were promised basically, and I know I'm kind of a novice at this shit, so please excuse me, but like we were promised, basically Toy Story level graphics by the PS3 generation, and they basically managed to do that, no problem. But now at this point, I was promised photorealistic graphics, and we're not quite there yet, which I'm fine with. But when I buy a game like RoboCop, which everybody's talking about, which is great, it's a fun game and all.
That game was great.
But my problem with it is it's nothing we couldn't have gotten on the PS3.
Yeah.
There's nothing about the game. Graphic wise, gameplay wise, I don't feel like I've reached that point where I feel like the PS5 has really met a potential of like, what can you do for me that you haven't done for me already? And maybe that's what this new PS5 Pro will do. And they don't need a new system already. They don't need a PS6 rolling out the door already. They haven't really done anything with the PS5, I guess is my main point. So good for them. They're lucky. I've only had one Xbox my whole life, and that was the Xbox One. And I just bought that mainly for a Blu-ray player. So a 4K Blu-ray player. So full disclosure, I think I have like 3 games on it.
Hey, Loki, can you help out T-Bone? He just got a PS5, never played a Star Wars game. What would you recommend?
No, you've got Fallen Order and you've got Jedi Survivor. So get Jedi Survivor. If you haven't played Fallen Order, get Fallen Order first, play that, and then play Jedi Survivor. Both of them are good games.
That is so funny because that's what you told me to do, and I did that, and I freaking loved them.
Yeah, Cal Kestis, it's a good story. It's a really good story. And the end of the first game is absolutely awesome. You'll love the end of the first game.
Yeah, the end of the first game made that game.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit, what is happening right now?
Good storytelling.
Yeah, very.
But let's not ruin it for T-Bone.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars, a lot of people like that too, if you're into that. You can check out some of the Lego Star Wars games.
Just don't expect it to be exactly like the older Lego Star Wars games. They say it's like the Ultimate Edition, but it's not. It's like they remade everything and the levels are different. Don't expect it to be the same game that you played.
Yeah, Battlefront
10 years ago.
Battlefront 2 is good too. People still play that to this day, multiplayer online. So you can check out that one as well, I'd suggest.
Yeah, I just do the Starfighter mode in that. You can jump on single player and have one heck of a good time just playing the Starfighter mode.
Yeah. Yep. Channel Starface, hail to you, good sir. Member for 10 months. Hey guys, wanted to wish you and everyone watching a Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming out to our show. The Algo's killing me, so shout out to the channel would help tremendously. P.S. Our team is in the playoffs again. Hail Channel Starface. If you guys haven't subbed to Channel Starface, go check out his channel. He is a really, really good pool player. He shows a lot of his pool games over there. And if you're into that, he does a lot of chill stream stuff too, and then a lot of panel stuff, conversation stuff like we're doing here. So definitely check out Channel Starface. If you just go to YouTube, type it in, you'll find it'll be the first one that'll pop up. Hail to you, good sir. Merry Christmas. Ashen Khan for 10, what was that, euros?
Euros. That's fancy pants money.
Yeah. With merger of Paramount and Warner's, will we get DS9 and Babylon 5 crossover? And what you thought of Russell and Son doing remake of Last Starfighter?
Well, this takes us to the Loki topic for today.
Yeah,
Loki?
this takes us. We are going to be hitting that topic next. So we are going to be hitting on that. As far as the DS9 and Babylon 5 crossover, I don't see that ever happening, but it would be cool. Russell and Son doing remake of Last Starfighter. I haven't heard anything about that. Have you guys? Tom,
no,
Mike,
they've
Loki?
talked about that a couple of times about a Last Starfighter remake or continuation. Nothing's ever happened.
Yeah, well, here's the thing we got to understand is a lot of stuff that was a possibility was all before COVID, or before COVID, and the strikes really hurt a lot of shit.
Yeah.
As far as DS9 and Babylon 5, I think they're working on something already. Deep Space Nine, Paramount will probably get around to it eventually. It's just a logistic thing. They need to find a time or a way that will make it cost effective, because Robert Meyer Burnett, who's a good friend of all of ours, has pointed out time and time again when he worked on TNG, to keep it really kind of quick here, It was a nightmare for them. I mean, they had to go back, find all the original stuff to work off of, to be able to do. I'm not even going to get into all the complicated explanation of how HD and all that kind of business works compared to all that stuff. But basically, the problem you run into when you get to Deep Space Nine is TNG was shot on film, and most of the effects were done on film up until the latter years, to where when you get to DS9, a lot of it was finished on video, and the effects were done with CGI, which is also at a standard definition situation. Now, I've talked to people who know that the original effects still exist, and if they could find a way to access them and upconvert them in some way, that's a plausibility. But they'd also still have to go back, rescan, and reconstruct all the episodes like they did with TNG. So you're talking an undertaking that would take years.
Major big project.
Yeah,
and it would cost them a lot of money.
It's a possibility, but it's almost like getting to the point where I know some people are talking that AI upconvert technology might get there before we get to that, which I don't want, and that may come up a little later with my topic for today. But that's why I didn't want to dive into it too deep. But I wouldn't count it out. Eventually, Paramount will want to get DS9 out there in a decent streaming form, in HD of some sort. So I wouldn't count it out.
And I'd love to see it because it's my favorite Star Trek series of all time. I love DS9. As far as The Last Starfighter, I haven't heard anything about this remake. I love that movie. I would much rather see a sequel to it than a remake or a reboot of it. Definitely keep the Gunstar ship the same design. I don't want to see them change that at all. Definitely still have the Kodan Armada be the big bad in it. As long as they stick to the original story of the first movie, I'm all on board for anything they do with that because I love that movie. But anyways, thank you for that super chat. And this super chat video is for you. Man, I'm gonna have to make some shorter super chat videos. Coach is making these long, like ones where he can go to the bathroom and stuff. All right. Anyways, Loki, what do you got for us today?
Real quick, just to piggyback up what Tom said, real quick, you don't want a AI upscale 4K or anything of Deep Space Nine. I did a 4K AI upscale of the very first episode for Coach and Nick back when they started doing. You remember that?
I remember.
Yeah, he's like, that's right. Yeah. And how washed out did it look?
Yeah, very.
It looked very washed out. The colors were wrong. It would be so easier for them to mess that up. Don't go for the AI up. It's not ready. It's really not ready. So getting into this topic, you do not want this, ladies and gentlemen. I understand that there's a lot of talk right now, and there's a lot of people, oh my God, it's going to happen, and it's happening, and da-da-da-da. No, they are in preliminary talks. They're at the beginning of discussing the possibility of a merger between Warner Brothers and Paramount. And of course, Warner Brothers would love this because they're going to get all the content that Paramount has. The problem here is right now, Warner Brothers can't even handle what it's doing. It can't even make quality movies for DC. It can't handle what's on its schedule now. What do you think's going to happen when they get control of Paramount? Do you think Star Trek's going to be immediately saved? No, it is not. It's going to go away. It might come back, but if they do, they're going to start it all over from the very beginning again for the upteenth time. And we're going to get something that is totally new. And we're talking years off. This is years away. If they even tried to do anything, we'll be waiting for years for some kind of massive Star Trek reboot again. And no one wants that. The only reason why half of the people that actually watched season 3 of Picard watched it was because it was a kind of continuation of what we originally saw. And that's why a fraction of the people enjoyed it, was because you had some of the camaraderie from TNG instead of this stupid Picard series where none of the original cast is really involved. You do not want this merger. They've talked about how this is the beginning and how this might happen. I just want to remind everybody, do you remember what happened when Disney bought Lucasfilm? I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen here, but you do not want this. Am I saying let Paramount die? You know what? To coin a Star Trek phrase, maybe they should. They ruined Star Trek. They've ruined Halo. They've ruined countless other IPs. And why? Because they wanted to rush everything and get everything out as quickly as possible so that they could compete in the streaming wars. Well, guess what? They've lost. They've gotten their butt kicked. They've lost 2/3 of their stock value, which is right here. Blame Paramount Global stock price decline. David Ellison, Paramount Global became effectively in play earlier this month. Where is the stock price? Here we go. 30 billion valuation put on the company after its last big corporate transaction when it remerged with CBS, and now it's 10 billion. They were at 30 billion valuation, and now they're at 10. Why? Because they've run it into the ground. Paramount has run themselves into the ground. They've run CBS into the ground. Have they had some success with Top Gun and some movies? Yes, they have. But in a bigger picture, they have kicked themselves in their own ass when it comes to this streaming service, which they never should have done. They should have made a deal with Netflix or Amazon or somebody to push their content out, and it's free money. We're going to make this show and we're going to let you put it on the air, and you can pay us for the right to have it exclusive, and we don't have to worry about any of that garbage. And they didn't do it because they wanted to be a contender. Well, they've kicked themselves in the butt one too many times, and this is what's going to keep happening. They've lost their value. They've lost 2/3 of their value since acquiring CBS in 2019. They have gotten their butt kicked on every level. And that's pretty much what I've got to say about that. Please keep your fingers crossed that this does not happen, because Warner Brothers is in trouble enough as it is. They don't need to take all Paramount's problems too.
Yeah. So the only thing really I'll add, and Mike and Tom might be able to speak on this also, but Zaslav has not really been there kind of running things for that long, correct?
No.
So
only since April of 2022.
Yeah, so literally not even
just over a year and a half,
just over
basically.
a year. Yeah, just over a year. A lot of the stuff that's been coming out was already in the works before, by the time he took over. So as far as that goes on the Warner Brothers side, just to be fair, I think, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to give him a little bit more time to see what happens with what he does with Warner Brothers, like maybe another year, or another year or two, or 3, and kind of see what he does. As far as Paramount, I 100% agree with what Loki's saying, but man, I'm going to tell you something. Paramount Plus actually has some really good quality shows on it. Of course, Loki mentioned Top Gun 2, which was freaking badass and awesome. But all the Tyler Sheridan stuff was killing it for them. It was doing great. What was the one with Stallone, Tom? Tulsa King. Yeah, Tulsa King is on there, and they got several other shows of his that are coming down the pipeline. But yeah, overall, man, they're not doing good. So I'm not really sure. And Tom, I know, has been hearing some stuff on possibilities on the Star Trek thing. I'll let him kind of speak on that, on what could happen to that if this merger happens. But yeah, Paramount's definitely has not been doing a good job the people over there running the company. But again, I do like some of those shows on Paramount Plus. They got some good stuff over there. And like I said, for Zaslav, I it's too early for me to kind of completely go against him at Warner Brothers right now. Mike?
Actually, I'd like to kick it to Tom first because I heard what he had to say on Midnight Sage. I think he should share that perspective first. I'll fill in the business angle.
Yeah. I mean, look, I understand where Loki's coming from on this, and I understand a lot of people's feelings on this, and I have my own reservations about it too, and certain things about it. And the Star Trek thing is a completely different animal right now. And just to kind of sum that up real quick, I've been hearing so many different things about Star Trek from my sources. Initially, it was looking like, because here's the thing right now, they're shifting and moving things from Paramount to CBS and other places because they're getting ready. They've been wanting to sell off for a while. Okay, when they remerged back in 2019, as Loki pointed out, it was one of the stupidest things they ever did. Actually, the stupid thing was separating in the first place. That was the stupidity of it all. They wouldn't have had to have remerged had they not done that in the first. And Sherry Redstone, she just wants to get out of the business. Kurtzman is so deeply embedded in Star Trek now. I hear that's part of the problem because Secret Hideout owns a stake in Star Trek, from what I heard, and CBS has a stake in Secret Hideout. So it's like a snake eating its own tail at this point. You got Skydance in on the mix. So some of this talk could just be to try and get Skydance to up their offer. You also had this other guy, I can't remember his name offhand, but he has a small entertainment company who threw $2 billion into the mix. But that ain't gonna make a dent at the end of the day. But really, I mean, Paramount isn't even really worth all that much anymore. As you were pointing out, Loki, they're not even really like a major anymore. They're more like a mini major at this point because they've been downgraded so much. But what they do have is Paramount Plus. And nobody thought that they would be a player still at the end of the streaming wars. But guess what? They are. And I think David Zaslav's paying attention to that. And I think David Zaslav's also paying attention to the sports they have over there. And that's where I first heard about this merger talk or any of this kind of stuff. And this was late last week or earlier this week when I first reported on it before any of this stuff hit the press. And that was that David Zaslav was hovering around CBS looking into all the sports and stuff because the NBA deal comes up next year. Mm-hmm. They would love to get their hands on an NFL. And not only that, CBS is a network, right? And Warner Brothers is one of the only major studios that does not have a network. I know some people are like, well, what about CW? Well, they got out of CW last year or this last year here. They're done with that. That's no longer a problem for them. Now,
and CBS has NFL and college football.
Exactly. So they got a lot of stuff.
And they have Tony Romo.
Yeah. And I also was told that if that happens, they would love to shift a lot of the CBS news people over to CNN to help fix CNN. Now they could run into some regulatory issues. We discussed this in a little bit more detail last night and a little bit this morning on the show. But again, I think that's going to probably run into that, I think, more on the cable side of things than anything else, especially with Warner Brothers, because I think it's going to be a monopoly problem when it comes to like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, for instance, might be an issue. But other than that, their market share is the other problem because they own so many channels already on cable. They own, like, what was it last night? We said, Mikey, 42%. I think it was the number. Yeah. And then like Paramount is second with 36%. So if they merge with Paramount, that means they'd own way too much of the cable network market. So that could be a problem. But I don't see Warner Brothers being as interested in Paramount itself. That's what kind of gave me pause when Zaslav actually made this official. And there's the other thing too, is he said they're in talks. He's been talking to Sherry Redstone and he mentioned Paramount. He didn't say CBS. He said Paramount, right? So that's where I'm like, because at the end of the day, and I totally understand where Loki's coming from, and a lot of other people have come from the same position of like, well, just look what happened to Fox over at Disney. And that is, a valid, worry that the same thing could happen here. And it could, but I don't think David Zaslav is as dumb as Bob Iger. And I think, Nick, you pointed it out too, that, Zaslav is just getting his chance to start showing us what he can do. And Zaslav has kind of been doing over at Warner Brothers what Elon Musk came in and did at X. He's come in and he's like asking everybody, like, what is it you really do here? Do you really contribute to this company? Are you really good? And he's even asking the movies that, right? He's like looking at Batgirl, go, what is it you're going to do for me? Oh, well, fuck you. And toss it out the window, right? Like, this is the kind of guy who's going to come in and he's not going to be afraid to go, yeah, this is not going to work. We need to start over. And there's a lot more reasons I could get into that. Now, that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Paramount, on the other hand, is just dead. It's a fucking dead company. They don't have anything. I think Skydance wants its hands on Paramount. I think they want that logo. I think Tom Cruise feels at home there. For those who don't know, Skydance is also, Tom Cruise is a big member of the board over there at Skydance or whatever, a big part of the company.
They're a huge part of the Mission Impossible franchise.
Exactly. They own a piece of Mission Impossible. They're also part of the mix in Star Trek, to where I've been hearing they might have some designs on Star Trek. So Star Trek might not even be a part of this Warner Brothers deal when it's all said and done. Neither will like Mission Impossible potentially. But I don't think Warner Brothers cares. I think they want to get their hands on SpongeBob, sports, first of all, SpongeBob,
CBS.
Ninja Turtles, MTV, all that kind of stuff. Because Warner Brothers still owns a third of all the music. So MTV and VH1 and CMT and stuff like that would be a great synergy there for them as well. And again, Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network might cause a little bit of a problem, but I could see them working something out there. Nickelodeon is clearly the bigger of the two. I could see them see David Zaslav is the kind of guy who would sacrifice Cartoon Network and basically merge that with Nickelodeon. Now, for better or worse, I don't know if that's a good thing. But again, you've got a lot of stuff over at Paramount that they have mismanaged to death.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I know Zaslav at least would give them a flying chance, right? Like or hate James Gunn, what he's doing with DC is giving it a flying chance. He's allowing somebody with a vision to come in and kind of reconfigure this whole thing. And that's kind of what I think a lot of these franchises need. So maybe even if he were to get his hands on Star Trek through this whole thing, that would be something they would try to reconfigure and get back to what they were. At the end of the day, it's up to David now. He's got to show us. And you're right. We're just seeing Wonka this is one of the first movies I think he had anything to do with green lighting. And we're going to start to see some of his changes coming forward here. So we'll see how these movies pan out. Wonka was received okay. I was resistant to it, but even Andre had to admit he had a good time with it. So, I mean, look, we'll have to see how it goes. The Joker, I think, is the next big movie they got coming out, if I'm not mistaken, Joker 2.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have to see how that rolls. And again, that's not even one of Zaslav's. That was, it was, but it was kind of half-ass greenlit before Zaslav got in the door, but he fast-tracked it.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty much greenlit before he got it.
Can I ask Tom really quick, do you think Paramount would be okay with kind of what you're talking about, where if they sold to two different people, one company could get like sports and television package and CBS, whereas the other would get content packages like their movies, their TV, and all that?
Paramount Plus.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is like Skydance is going to come in. They're going to want Paramount. They may not even want the catalog. They may not give a shit about large portions. Like they may come in and say, yeah, we want Paramount, but we don't care about the catalog pre-1980. And Warner Brothers will be like, we do. So they'll buy that.
I'll buy that for $1.
And we'll buy that for $1.
Well, another way.
The same thing with the television. But the other thing I was just going to say real quick about Paramount Plus, Mikey, and then I'll let you run with it, is that, as I was saying before, nobody thought at the end of the streaming wars Paramount Plus was even going to be a contender, but they are. So now Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Paramount Plus are now fighting for that third place spot, especially now that Hulu's kind of out of the equation.
Yeah.
And I see Zaslav just going, well, I can just buy the competition. And he would love to have Taylor Sheridan shit all over his HBO Max. But anyway, Mike, please take it away with your financial assessment.
Well, I was going to say that one way to look at this is that Paramount, CBS, the whole mountain of crap, this whole thing that's been hodgepodge together is a bit of a Frankenstein.
Mountain to be punny as well, yeah.
Exactly. And I think I'm going to circle back through what you said, Tom, and circle back to how Loki started this thing. A lot of the times when people do these mergers, as we discussed last night, is that they don't know what to do. And that's the problem at Paramount. That's the problem. I mean, DC doesn't know what to do with the DC superhero universe. I mean, they're letting Gunn run with it, and we'll see what happens. But I got to tell you that right now it's a sad time to be a DC fan.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's even sadder to be a Star Trek fan. What we've got here is a situation where Sundance is coming in, and they're coming, we want to buy Paramount. And there's really no monopoly issues or conflicts there. The problem is on the Warner Brothers side, and what you've got to do is if both everybody, what might end up happening is that with Sherry Redstone wanting out because she's a lot of the chunk of the money, and she's someone who's like a key figure. With her pulling out, it's almost like leaving this mess behind where it's like a carcass or like a garage sale. You got CBS Sports here as one piece. You've got CBS content and TV shows, the library of the stuff, whether it's SEAL Team 6 or something like that. You've got the studio portion over here, and then you've got these weird IPs that are kind of sitting out here and around and about. And it very well could be that this thing is pulled apart into little pieces, and just sort of like a lot of what happened with the move that's happened before in industry. Is that this may just be like a garage sale, and that the way a deal gets done is Sundance gets its piece of what it wants. Like
Skydance, you mean? Yeah.
I'm sorry, Skydance gets its piece of what it wants, and Warner Brothers gets its piece of what it wants. And at the end of the day, someone's got to pick up Star Trek, and God forbid Almighty it be Alex fucking Kurtzman.
Well, Skydance would almost be as bad, Mikey, but yeah.
It would be, but the ultimate outrage here is that the money that Alex Kurtzman might use to put the down payment down to go get financing is literally money that he got from Paramount CBS in the first place, that he's basically going to recycle through and get to walk away with no net money out of his pocket, other than the money that's out of his pocket is money that he took for destroying Star Trek in the first place from CBS and Paramount.
I would feel a lot better with Star Trek going to Zaslav and Gunn versus it going to Kurtzman or going to Skydance, for sure. Not saying that it's going to be any better, but I mean, honestly, let's
go back to what Tom said.
How much worse could it get than it is right now?
The thing is that if Paramount, you bring up an interesting point, because for Star Trek to go to Warner Brothers, at least Zaslav might get somebody who knows what they're doing, that has a vision and can take it somewhere. What people haven't noticed that Tom's talked about over and over again, and no one's ever liked what Tom said, in terms of the Star Trek fans, but it's been true since day one, is that Alex Kurtzman took on Star Trek as a favor to CBS, because Alex Kurtzman has been making money for CBS forever. Like when Kurtzman was part of the team that brought back Hawaii 5-0, that thing was one of the most profitable reboots of a TV show that has ever hit network TV. And by the way, folks, network TV is like cash cha-ching cow for advertisers. Cash ka-ching chow.
Yeah, actually, his deal with Star Trek is actually kind of slumming it in the industry.
Right.
And not everybody disagrees with Tom. Alex Kurtzman worked under Sam Raimi. He trained under Sam Raimi. I love
he
Sam.
He didn't learn anything, but
Sam Raimi is a freaking genius, Loki. Are you a fan of his? I am.
Yeah, dude, I love Sam Raimi. I love all Sam Raimi movies.
Was like probably the best superhero movie ever.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think Star Trek is almost as lost of a cause as Star Wars. The fortunate thing that Star Trek has going for it that Star Wars doesn't is that you can hit the reset button at any time.
But see, here's the thing.
And the beauty is that all this stuff that's been done under Kurtzman has technically been done under a separate license. So keep that in mind as well. But go ahead, Mike.
The thing is, Tom, you know what's happened is that, Loki, jump in and correct me if I'm wrong with what I'm about to say. But here's the problem with Star Trek. The problem with Star Trek is that it languished for so long up to 2009. Okay. It barely got a little bit of a reset redo, but it languished for a long time, too long. And then again, with what's happened with Kurtzman, with this, with this Kurtzman Trek crap, is that basically all the fans literally are dying or dead or aging out and don't care. Dead, dying, or aging out and don't care. And I'll put myself in that category because I've come to the point of place of being. My point of view is that I will literally die of old age before I see good Trek ever again. That's what I think.
I hope you're wrong, Mike, but yeah, it's a sad truth that could be the case.
No, I agree with you. And as much as people hate JJ and talk about and point the finger at JJ, that whole Star Trek, that first Star Trek reboot movie, that a lot of that wasn't his idea. That goes all the way back to Star Trek 6 when they wanted to reboot it the first time. Because they had all that reboot mapped out where you were going to get a new Kirk, you were going to get a new Spock, they were going to be at Starfleet Academy, just graduates on their first shakedown cruise, yada, yada, yada. All that was planned out in Star Trek 6. So that was the original idea for Star Trek 6, was to bring an all new young cast in and have them reboot the franchise.
I'm glad they did. Star Trek 6 is one of my favorites.
Yep. And instead they went with the idea they had, and then JJ picked that up and they said, this is what we want you to do. And he implemented what they wanted. As much as I dislike JJ and think he's a hack, he did what they wanted, what they asked him to do.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for that topic. Great discussion, guys. Mike, did you have yours ready to go, or do you want to go to Tom?
We'll go to Tom first.
Tom?
Because mine's totally out in left field compared to all this stuff.
Yeah, I really just wanted to talk about, I mean, this has been, I don't have a article to necessarily share. I mean, I could share like the Nolan one or something like that, but it's just been a hot topic in the last couple of weeks. And I think it's as good a time as any to kind of address just how important physical media is to both films, video games, and even music to an extent. I mean, especially right now with the way things are, I think a lot of people, I'm glad to see that a lot of people are finally waking up. Even though Sony just did work their shit out with Warner Brothers, I see. But yeah, this is kind of one of the things that woke people up with this, was when the Sony network said that, yeah, we're losing all these movies, by the way, and tough shit if you bought them because you don't own them. And I'm glad people are finally understanding what we have said for so long. When people get these digital films, they're not owning shit. All you're getting is a long-term lease, and they can still change that long-term lease at any given time. Even if you still have it, they could change the movie, they could cut it. We've seen it with so many different things.
It actually
they'll
says
replace it.
Small print.
Yep.
If you read the small print.
And they can.
I've seen a lot of people.
Like Tom said, they can take it away at any time. They just did that. I had a 2-pack Horrible Bosses on Vudu that I've had for since the movie came out on digital, and they just took it away. And they gave me a free credit to buy another stupid movie that I don't.
Well, at least you got that, because normally they'll just take it away and don't tell you shit. Because honestly, I have so many. Because what I'll do is I'll usually, when I get a movie, I'll put in the digital copy. If not, I'll give it to Mikey or somebody like that. But outside of the handful of movies I've had to buy digitally, just because there's no other way to get them in HD or even in physical media form.
Mm-hmm.
I probably have lost movies I haven't noticed just because I have so many. Right, my thing is over 500 just in my digital thing. So I mean, I could have lost movies I didn't even notice. But that's just it. And I'm glad people are finally taking note that. And they noticed that with Sony, and a lot of people were talking, civil case and all this stuff. And I had to remind them, look, a lady and a few other people, I think, already tried to do this against Amazon, and they learned the hard way that, like Nick just said, it's in the fine print.
Yeah.
And it's not their responsibility for you to read that, you know? And the only way that they're not going to be able to take these away from us is if we have our own physical copies. So I really want to stress, and I'm glad to see that people are finally coming around to the idea and realizing that physical media is a problem. But I also know that not everybody has space for it. Trust me, believe me. One thing I have learned building the Midnight's Edge library is that space is a problem.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point,
Turn it on again.
There you go. So this is just one small section of it, guys. And I get so much shit from Mikey, but Andre says, don't listen to Mikey. This is one time.
Right. I harass him. I literally can log into his account and see how it's almost daily. I'm like, Jesus. But look, I'm gonna put myself up here on and put accountability here. I gotta tell you, Loki, you and Tom have been telling me this forever, and until the last 2 or 3 weeks, I pretty much just said this. I am realizing I have been clueless, because I've been the ones look, because you guys know me. I'm like, look, if I want to get it, I'll just buy it or grab it on a streaming service and da-da-da. And it struck me just the other day when Loki hit me up, and he's like, do you have the animated series? Batman animated series. And I know I've seen a ton of them over and over again. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, holy shit, I think I've been watching those on HBO Max. And then I went to go look, and I didn't have it. And I thought I did, and I didn't. And then I just remember. And look,
He does now, ladies and gentlemen. He does now.
Oh crap! I was about to just get it for him. I was like, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to get Mikey for Christmas.
No,
this
don't give
year.
me
They had
anything.
Loki beat me to it.
They had it for like
Yeah,
30 bucks
no
on Amazon.
No one give me anything
So,
for Christmas. No one. I
it
love
was
you guys.
cheap. It
Bullshit!
was on
I got
sale.
you that R2D2 toaster and you love it.
Oh my
You know
god,
it.
I love my R2D2. You know who loves the R2D2 toaster you got me last year? Freaking Bambino. He
Max.
loves
Oh,
it. Breakfast time.
Bambino, you're right. Yeah, because he hears the.
I got you the personalized Star Trek Mexican Iron Man
Right.
mouse pad.
Which is right there on my gaming center, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll figure something out sooner or later.
Anyway, let's get back on track. The thing of the matter is, I'm going to tell you, you guys have been telling after me for ages. I am now in 2024 going to make it a priority to say what titles do I really have to have that I'm going to want to always have that don't want anybody to fuck with, because I am woefully behind, and I can see the writing on the wall now that you Tom and you Loki have been telling me this for ages, and I've been blowing you guys off. I've been wrong. I think I've been completely wrong.
Wow. I'm right for once. Really?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I literally just got Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray box set and Police Academy Blu-ray box set that just came in recently. I try to get physical media anytime I can, but I only get it on stuff that I really, really like or want. I don't just buy physical media for just anything. I have to really like it.
And that's understandable. Most people, if you're only just going to want to watch a movie once, or you think you're just going to, you're not necessarily sure, just renting it on Vudu or Amazon or what have you, I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell people that they should have to buy everything like me, but yeah.
And there should be like some things. I just bought season 1 through 10 of Jag in like a super box set. I'm never going to watch that show. I bought that show because there's in the opening, you see the fighter pilot when he was a kid, and his dad's got him in the cockpit of a fighter plane. I'm like, oh my God, that was me when I was a little kid. My dad loved that show. So I probably will never watch that whole series ever again. I probably won't even watch one episode of it. Yeah. But I wanted it to say I have it if I ever do want to watch it, because it's got sentimental value.
Yeah. Jay from the Game Chasers, when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge was coming out on PlayStation, he refused to get it until they released a digital copy of it, or not a physical copy of it.
Yeah, I've got both too, but yeah, totally.
Yeah. Because everybody was like in his stream, like, "Hey, you getting this game? You getting this game?" And he was like, "Nope, not till a physical copy comes out. I do not buy digital." And he is hardcore on that, which we will have him on a guest on the show one day. I was trying to get him on here today to be a part of this, but he's tied up with some other stuff. But anyways, yeah, I 100% agree with what Tom's saying. Everybody should definitely buy physical media on stuff that you can buy it on. Anytime that you can get it, because you don't actually,
and there's
own
options
digital. You don't,
and there's
the
options digital. Yeah, you don't own the digital, but I just want to say there's options too for spacing, because I go, a lot of people are like, well, I like my digital thing, and like I just said, guess what, the best part is a lot of these movies come with a digital copy.
Yeah,
so you can buy them, plug in the digital copy, and then store your Blu-ray wherever until you need it. Or same thing with like Andre, like he doesn't have the space. So he has like I can't remember what it's called, but it's like this internal like network server he has where he just literally loads up all his movies on this hard drive.
And he built his own media server. Loki,
yeah,
you'd love that shit.
I do. I have the same thing.
I have the same thing.
What's it called?
All mine are organized.
What do you guys call it?
A media server.
Yeah. I know, but he has an actual name for it. But
like he named it like Cylon 1 or some shit like
that.
No.
It's actually a specific kind. Like, so some people have like Plex and some of these other ones, but it's not Plex. It's something else.
I know what you're talking about.
NAS. That's what it is. That's what he calls it. Low spec. NAS. Yep.
I've got a RAID drive, so technically,
that's what he's got. Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, or something like that. But yeah, like he does that. And he just puts everything on there. He's got a lossless quality program that he rips stuff from. And that's something I'm thinking about doing just for like television shows and some other things, and then just kind of storing my discs away that way. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is like there's ways around it, and we may even do some shows on options and things that people do to help with storage issues and whatnot, like but I mean, I noticed a lot of people have had to deal with the shift from CDs, getting rid of their CDs to get to MP3s, and then getting back into vinyl and realizing, holy shit, vinyl takes up a lot of room. Yes, it does.
Oh, yes, it
does. Especially if you want to store it properly. See,
yeah. Yep, 100% agree. Thanks for sharing that, Tom. Let's hit these. Let's see. Doug, 1985, VA loves horror for $4.99. I believe Star Trek will get better when you guys sit down, get your popcorn ready, and watch Rebel Moon. the thing that, and we talked about this on Mr. H Reviews stream. Me and Tom did. That we do every Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you're not subbed to Mr. H Reviews, go check them out. You'll find us over there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But anyways, Snyder comes out and says that the Rebel Moon that you're getting actually isn't even the freaking movie. He's got a director's cut, a Snyder cut of the film that's coming out. He says is a completely different movie.
Oh, it's getting so hard to defend.
It's like, why are you giving us this if there's a whole nother movie out there that's different from the one that you're like, what is happening right now?
Because that's what he does.
It's so irritating.
No,
but I am going to watch Rebel Moon. I'm going to watch it.
Doug, that's really funny. Ha ha. Doug, I'm a little bit here. I'm in Snyderverse PTSD here, buddy. Okay, Doug, 1985. Mexican Iron Man over here. Tom, and you know this, and so do you. I'm over here. So, hi. My name is Mike, and I am a Snyderverse survivor. And Doug 1985 throws in that super chat just to dig it in.
I gotta watch Rebel Moon before.
The cult between the Snyder community right now is hilarious. Dude, you have them basically infighting right now.
You're not even in all the groups that I'm in, Tom, from way back in the day. Tom, did you know what I just read? Did you see on Twitter?
So how many of those shared my ass out in the last week? Because bullshit.
Okay, so I sent Tom a message. I put it on Twitter that he's unofficially been named amongst many in the Snyder community as the Man of the Year, except that's not what they called it, but that's what I changed the name to. But no, there is some serious. Oh God. I'm gonna watch it, but it's I
heard visually it's great. Like it looks beautiful.
I don't know.
But the thing is,
Chris Gore says he saw it on 70 in the theater and he said it looked like shit. I'm gonna trust Chris Gore. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it this weekend on my 82-inch surround sound, and I will have I will tell you guys what I think next Friday.
Yeah. Same. Thank you for that, Doug 1985. We also got Sir Joseph Pesci in the house. If you guys haven't checked his channel out, go check him out. He sounds exactly like Joe Pesci.
Funny?
Exactly. Yeah, he is. But he
sounds like a clown.
Yeah, like a clown. I'm here to make you laugh.
Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh?
But yeah, he sends a super sticker.
Tell me what's so funny. What's funny about me?
I love that movie. God, Goodfellas.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't have that movie. Did they get a 4K release of that?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
I definitely. Have you seen it? Is it worth getting?
Yes, I got it. I got it.
All right.
It's one of my favorites.
As soon as I get off
my old office, I literally had I had two posters right here to the left of me all the time, and I had two posters over to the right of me. The two posters in front of me were Goodfellas and Jaws. And then I had my Ninja Turtle one, and Scarface just happened to be in the other poster just because of where there was a crack in the glass. And Scarface is just that kind of a poster, just happened to work out. It's on the black part of it. So I was like, whatever, I'll put that poster in there.
Right. Yeah. But hail to you, Sir Joseph Pesci.
Goodfellas, just because, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And Doug, thank you for the support. And thank you to everybody else that's been supporting us here with your super chats and your donations. This video right here is for you. And they give us Pee Wee Herman bucks.
my bike.
I love that cheap piano version of the Danny Elfman.
Yeah. Yeah. I hated Book of Boba Fett so much, but I had so much
I never
fun.
finished it, man.
I had so much fun making fun of it on how stupid and cringy it was.
Hey, but I thought Han and Leia were supposed to come back, and Leia was supposed to be pregnant with twins, and it was supposed to completely reset the
Yeah.
Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
and-
that's from KK Anon.
Anyway,
In
sorry.
fake news.
KK Anon.
All right, Mike. What do you got?
Well, first I
Last
have
topic of the day.
I would like to address. I agree to come on the show if there would be no harassment of Mexican Ironman, and I've identified some harassment from Caviteño Cavalryman Che. Tom can give Mexican Ironman a window breaker pin to both bring on dates to sign the dinner bill and in case emergency exists.
Maybe I already ordered him
Oh.
a parachute.
What?
Oh.
I won't
Or-
need a parachute.
Or one of those backpack
No.
ladders that roll up that's with
Or
rope,
glider, yeah.
you know? That would be cool. So then you'll have the
We have to be nice. Mama
Yeah.
Mama Iron Man's there right now.
No, she's
Yeah.
not listening. She's making beans and rice downstairs.
Oh,
Nice. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so stereotypical.
Yeah.
Right here. Okay, newsflash, everybody. Okay, newsflash.
Look,
everybody
I
watching
get
the
it.
show. Okay,
If my mom
I'm
was there too, I'd be
Mexican.
like, Mom, make all that stuff I love from when I was a kid.
All right, our last topic here to share here. I'm going to share my screen, guys. For those of you who may or may not know, Mexican Iron Man, despite being an Iron Man named character, is more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy.
He is.
And those who are in the DC universe know that there's a character named
Hello.
Poison Ivory. I think many of you in the DC world know. Oh, wait, hold on. What the hell is this thing doing? How did I end up on a
Wikipedia
I
wants
want
your
your
money,
money.
Mike.
All right. Anyway,
Hello.
so you get the idea here, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, guys, I have shocking news. This is, by the way, here's the Poison Ivy from the DC video game. Loki, I'm sure you'll recognize this. This is from Injustice.
2. Yep.
Not too bad. A little bit of a downgrade, though. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's wrong with body
Yeah.
paint?
Yeah, she's
Nothing?
pretty busted.
Oh, that's body paint. Eh.
Pretty busted.
I was just looking at it.
Can you
I
zoom
guess
in
I
on
can
that?
see it now. Yeah.
And you know what? And all I can say is that this is if I was on a date with her, this is the one time that Mexican Iron Man would go on a date with Poison Ivy, and I would definitely bring a leaf blower.
Oh, you'd be
So,
dead, man.
Yeah.
You'd be a dead man. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
No, I bring a leaf blower. Get it? Ba boom, bam.
Yeah.
Well, I just starting to notice some muting, though. That's all I'm trying to say. I notice a little bit of muting because I know what's to come.
Okay. Well, but guys, we've got a new video game that's come out, and Poison Ivy has been reimagined.
What?
That's not Poison Ivy.
Yes, it is.
That's not Poison
What?
Ivy.
He has leaves for hair?
Yeah, that's a little boy.
That's Poison Ivy.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
No.
What?
Yeah.
no.
Yes.
What
It's
game
not.
is this in?
It's the Kill the Justice League.
This is the new game. This is from the new.
It's one of the Children of the Corn.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's
That's
what
exactly
it
what it looks like.
All right. No one believes me. No one believes Mexican.
Oh, I believe you, but I refuse.
I'm gonna play the
I
video.
refuse to accept their hypothesis.
Wait, hold on.
This is from Rocksteady too.
Wait, hold on.
What?
I got audio.
Really?
Is this one of the ones that leaked out, or is this an actual release? I was going to say, be careful of the ones that leaked out.
It leaked out.
Okay.
Yeah, this is from the creator of the Arkham games. Oh,
Man, I like the
how
Arkham
far
games.
we've fallen.
Black Saber, I believe you, but Tommy Gunn don't. I didn't even know Bell. Oh my!
We can't hear you, Mike.
God.
Oh, am I
That is
muted
not
still?
Poison
All right, hold
Ivy.
on. Share screen. Okay, hold on.
What
Window.
the fuck?
Chrome tab. Also share audio. Okay, here we go.
That looks like Greta Thunberg and a troll had a child.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's theater mode.
Wait, is that English?
She is not made of meat. Is this what you call a vegetarian option?
I don't know
Yeah,
you, but
shark.
my pheromones remember you.
My pheromones remember you?
Tell me about it. Wasn't expecting you to come in fun size.
Fun size.
So she literally is like a little kid being reborn like a plant that respawns or whatever.
Yeah, but look at her.
Yeah, I get it.
Leaves for
Right. Why
hair.
do we got to regenerate into pedo action? Huh?
Not only that, why are you referring to pheromones remembering anything? That doesn't even make that's not how science works.
And
Right.
apparently what I heard is that Harley Quinn actually kills Batman in this and shoots him in the head.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Outfit too? No.
At least
I
he doesn't
took
have
it.
to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
This is Kevin Conroy's last role.
shoot myself in the head if I come in the room and saw that crap too.
Loki's right. This is Kevin's last portrayal of voicing Batman, and it's in this garbage.
Is that crap?
So
That
there you
Tom
go,
was-
ladies and gentlemen. There's your modern era reimagined Poison Ivory.
That is not Poison Ivy.
And Mexican Iron Man was
Ugh.
excited to get this game. And do you think Mexican Iron Man will be buying this game?
Nope.
me? That's Robin and Drag.
I'm not getting this game either. F that. Good Lord. Not only, but between the Poison Ivy thing and then the Batman getting killed in this, I'm just like, I
kill
can't.
the Batman.
I can't with this nonsense.
No, seriously, I got like, how did she shoot me in the head? I've got like this helmet.
Yeah.
Batcom, I hereby assign you to go and fix this game before it comes out.
Oh, I'll fix it. All right. I'll piss on its ashes.
This is I don't know what these people's fascination is with destroying Batman. They did it in the Batwoman series. They
Yep.
did it in the part 2 of Batman 89 when Batgirl takes over because Batman killed Two-Face, and Two-Face's fiance Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl, and Batman just leaves. Batman abandons Gotham.
They're prejudiced against me.
Yeah, Tom's right. Tom, yes.
They don't like me because my superhero-ness is so cool. That
Sorry, I called you
powers
Tom.
out of them.
I didn't mean to dox your secret
They're
identity.
tired of me taking the spotlight. This is what it's all about. Really is, trust me. Why do you think that they keep doing this to me? They keep killing me because I'm nothing but a white male. Did you see that last movie they made?
Pretty much.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They
I
told
definitely-
that nice young man, Bruce Wayne, you need to do better.
And then they made you knock on all the doors, Bat Tom. They made
Bat
you
Tom,
knock
don't
on all the doors.
I don't knock, by the way. Just so you know, I come over to your house, I'm busting the fucking door down. And if I don't bust the door down, you don't know where I am. That's the point. I hide. I'm sneaky. Like that. I don't knock on the door and say like a pizza guy. What a minute, like delivery. Andy Graham. I would like to speak to the penguin. No, I punched that door in. And I'm like, where's the fucking penguin? I'm gonna beat his ass. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna punch him. I'm not gonna knock on the door. You think I'm gonna knock on Joker's door? No. Like, hey, Joker, you want to come out for tea? No. The hell? That man don't knock. Anyway, what are we talking about? Poison Ivy. Yeah. Poison Ivy. And I feel creepy singing that song because it's a kid. What the hell? Since when is poison ivy fun-sized? Wait a minute. Now, if it was a grown midget, we'd have a conversation.
Is she a PO? Yeah. Is she a POC as well? I can't really tell.
I think that she's still a redhead. They got
It
that
looks
going
like it.
for her. Well, she's green.
Wow.
It's Miss Martian.
The state of
The Martian
the world
headhunter.
today, between movies, games, TV shows, like, oh man, it's go out and see Godzilla -1. That's about all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad for you, Mikey. I know how much you love Batman.
And I gotta tell you, I was so excited to. I was actually thinking of like playing with somebody online and stuff, but no, fuck this shit.
Go back through the Arkham series games; those were great.
Dude, been there, done that. Like, how many times have I played that shit? Like, dude, been there, done that thoroughly.
Have you played Spider-Man 2?
Yep, I own it. That I have on the PlayStation. That one's downstairs.
Yeah. My brother just beat it recently. He loved it.
There are good parts, especially the boss fights, but dude,
I
there's
like
a
the
lot
fir- I
of
like the
crap
first-
in there too.
I've heard. Yeah,
I like the first one better than the second one, and then I really enjoyed. I thought Ragnarok went on a little long. I got that on the PS5 as well.
I'm going through it right now, and that and Red Dead Redemption 2.
I haven't started Red Dead Redemption 2. I've got that one right there.
Yeah.
Except the Red Dead Redemption 2, I bought that one on Xbox.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us, folks. Thank you so much for everybody being here, supporting the show. Go around the room. Everybody tell everybody where they can find you. Tom, shoot.
Midnight's Edge After Dark, Mead Radio, stuff like that. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Thanks for being here. Mike, where can folks find you?
I will be eating beans and rice in about 40 minutes.
Yep. Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Yes,
So
sir.
everybody head that way. Loki, where can everybody find you?
You can find Mexican Ironman on his YouTube channel because he is a YouTube creator at Mexican Ironman. Just look up Mexican Ironman in the search bar and you will find Mexican Ironman. You can find me over at Loki's Mornings of Mischief. We go 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, 24/7 all the time. Bull crap. We're not going to be on tonight because I am dealing with some crap that I shouldn't have been dealing with, but we won't be on for the late show tonight. So no late show. But go and watch Snowdub and check out Snowdub tomorrow for the Cotton Council. I won't be on that either. I'm probably going to be out of that for a little while, but check them out because absolutely great channel.
Yep.
I'll tell you, you Google Mexican Iron Man,
What?
and a lot of YouTube crap comes up. First.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
YouTube Mexican Iron Man, IMDb Mexican Iron Man is known for pop culture breakdown.
wait, what? What are you
and
looking at?
Salty Nerd Podcast. I'm looking at your
Share-
IMDb right now.
Share,
Yeah, just
share your
Google,
screen.
Google Mexican Iron
Sure.
Man.
Yeah, just Google Mexican Iron Man. It's real simple. Whoa, I got a trailer for. There you are. You even got a picture.
Yep.
How did you get a picture? You got several pictures.
Wow.
Well, who's this?
Oh, that's Angela.
My.
That's Angela, my
Sure.
ex. She was cheerleader for the Raiders and the 49ers.
Oh my!
Wow.
Look at that. You got an IMDb and everything. Look at that. Midnight's Edge.
That's
See, you're-
Edge.
Oh, you know what? Gary Ambrosia built that for me.
aw, that was sweet of him.
Ah.
Yeah, he built that.
I love
for me.
Gary.
But it's true.
Okay, we're done.
You're a
with this.
YouTuber.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Bye, guys. Thanks again.
Love you, Mikey.
We will
Love you
see.
more.
We will see you guys next
I don't
Friday.
even have a picture. What the fuck?
We'll see you guys next Friday for EBN Cast episode 4, and be sure to catch us next Tuesday and Thursdays over on Mr. H Reviews. Until then, guys, as we always say here, we are, you are Echo Base Network, and we'll see you guys on the next one.